There was a situation with a tuna can.
Yeah. There was, when you're in jail, you make a knife out of anything you can. So, I can't tell you how many times I've opened a can and then used the top to cut somebody's face open. I sound like a horrendous individual when I talk like this, but ultimately that's the life you live. And the guy, Sal Giolando, who ratted on Alphonse's weed dealer, the knife that the cutter that I made to cut him was a tuna can.
Well, I mean, typically when you're doing a hit for one of the mafia crews, how much are they paying you, or does it depend on who?
You don't get paid. I've read comments on other interviews I've done, and there was this guy claiming how could he do a hit for $10,000 because Alphonse had told me he's going to give me 10 grand for that hit. And this guy who obviously never talked to a wise guy in his life was talking about how you should get the going rate's $250,000. They don't pay anyone to do hits anymore. What they do is they dangle a carrot in front of your face and they say they're going to straighten you out. Once you do it, you either get straightened out or they come to you and say, oh, you got to do another one. Or say you're a go-to guy that they could trust and you're capable and you could handle things and you keep taking either hits or, hits of violence maybe that aren't killings, but they know they can come to you. After a year or two, they'll say, hey, look, we got a sports page over here. We'll give you a half sheet with this other guy and you'll make 50% on that. So that's how you get paid. You get paid down the road, or maybe they'll say, hey, we'll give you $100,000 for a half a point or 1 point, and you can put it on the street for 2.5 points. That's ultimately how you get reimbursed for your work, through earns that they'll throw your way or getting straightened out.
Right. I think when I interviewed Michael Franzese, he essentially said the same thing. He said that in Italian gangs, you don't get paid for hits. Like in other gangs, like when you look at like the Crips or the Bloods or whatever, there's usually like a price tag associated with it. But with the Italians, it's not a.
It's different. You do this because it's a lifestyle, and you have to be willing to be there for your family, and ultimately you get the recognition, and you get made, or an earn gets thrown your way. There was this hit that my friend Gene and I went on for my aunt married this guy who at the time was kind of using us, lying to us, portraying himself as someone he wasn't, and had led me and Gene to believe that he could get Gene taken in with the Genovese and get him straightened out over there. And so this guy that was working with him, he had a falling out with, and he asked me and Gene to go kill him. And Gene and I, we laid up on him for 3 nights. Literally, I was laying down in the grass in a rainstorm between his 2 garages in his backyard with a silenced 380 for 3 nights. And ultimately, Gene decided to set off the house alarm to see if he would come out. But when he set the house alarm off, the guy didn't come outside. He just started going to the windows, turned on all the spotlights, and called the cops. So we ended up missing him because it might have worked, the alarm, but the guy knew that he was marked, so he wasn't coming outside. And that was another hit that was sent our way. I don't even want to bring it up because I didn't do that. I didn't accomplish it. You don't want to bring up failures, but it is what it is.